So Thomas, you wanted to give a panel about Ash, and by that I mean Andrew and I wanted to give a panel about Ash. Couldn't finish it, so we consulted you. And that's why we hired you.
Well, this is a character only I know about, obviously. It's Go, who, let's be honest here, Ash sucks. Go, awesome. We love him.
And we kind of need to do a comparison here, because we know Ash is bad, we know Go is good. So let's point out some reasons why.
Yeah, as you can see, Ash, is he trying to, like, 1v1 Final Destination Fox-only Mewtwo?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's using Mega Punch, which is at least a normal type move.
No.
However, Mewtwo has, like, Barrier or Reflect Up, so that's a lot of reduced damage.
But Ash is a fighting type Pokemon.
Yeah, but Ash can...
He's weak to Mewtwo.
Ash can scream. He could use Hyper Voice. It would break that.
Meanwhile, Go...
You're like, moving on.
Moving on. Go, actually, he befriended Suicune, you know, protector of the forest. Not anymore. Protector of Go's backyard now.
What's going to happen to that forest?
It probably dying.
Brazil's going to have its way with it, isn't it?
Have you seen the Celebi movie? That's
we've seen both Celebi movies.
We have watched every Pokemon movie.
Yeah, same.
I know, thank you. The best one is, Rangers? Temple at Sea? Yeah, Rangers, Temple at Sea, but only because when we watched it is when Henry Kissinger died. So it's the best movie.
Speaking of death, Ash really gets to put his Pokemon through the physical and emotional ringer in order to be friends with them. I mean, we saw how much the first episode was just Pikachu torture porn. And Go, wait, look at that, he's holding Pokeballs. Did he make friends with Pokemon?
Ash looks so confused. He's like,
as you can see here, Go's having a nice little wholesome sleepover with his newly caught bug friends, while Ash and Pikachu, being the downers that they are in the timeout zone. This is the most recent screenshot of Ash's only real victory. You can see, solid team, a lot of Gen 1 and Gen 4, like, just pandering, but that's fine.
Some serious 12-year-old energy.
12-year-old energy, exactly.
Team.
You may notice a Pokemon here is strangely absent. And that would be Mr. Mime, Ash's father figure, who just didn't make the cut.
So, normally, you know, your father would abandon you to get cigarettes, but Ash kind of 180'd that situation, where he sat Mr. Mime down and went, "Hey, Dad, I know this is great, but I found this hot new thing, and I kind of want to try this out for a while. I promise I'll be back, and we'll go camping soon." And to this day, I think Mr. Mime is just still waiting there with his Grizzly Adams sleeping bag.
Okay, so hear me out on this. I like Team Rocket as much as the next guy, but with over half the episodes are dedicated to you stopping them, there's a problem there. Ash just can't deal with them.
Yeah, this is like, let's demo this. So you'll be Ash, and I'll be James.
I'm Ash.
I'm James.
Embarrassing. Embarrassing.
You'd think he'd know better than to charge at them head on.
Again, he's a fighting type. He's probably part primate.
James is applying it directly to the forehead.
Meanwhile, Go, he actually rescues Pokemon from Team Rocket. He's like PETA but good. Like, I just don't understand. And this is like their second time meeting, and he's already rescuing Pokemon.
He's T-posing.
Makes no sense.
Like, he's asserting dominance.
Well, that's because he's a zoomer. Most egregiously of all, Ash can't dance. The only times it's even decent, it's not canon, so don't get your hopes up. I mean, look at this. You may think there's nothing wrong with it, but just realize how much worse Ash is at dancing than literally everyone else. Like, Yamper is the undisputed dance champion. Pikachu's doing well, Go's doing his own thing. Ash is doing the stanky leg, which is like somewhat stanky, but it could be stankier.
This man went to the stiletto school of learning how to dance. I feel like I'm not going to be able to make that joke in another year. No one remembers that song. That's probably good. So let's talk about badges. Oh gosh.
Oh no.
No, I just realized this is the second version of this panel. There are going to be a lot of slides that aren't supposed to be here, and we're just going to roll with it if we want to. I'm going to apologize in advance. So here are Gary's badges, which he bought off of Etsy. For those of you who have forgotten his badge collection, we have the weighted companion cube badge from when he beat Portal in under 2 hours. Very easy. The quill badge from defeating John Hancock at a signature contest. And the Taco Bell badge from eating 3 Crunchwrap Supremes and then not destroying the toilet afterwards. This is in contrast to, I don't know. Yeah, the last time we gave this panel, it was an unscripted panel that wasn't scheduled. We just like jumped in a room, so we put some random slides in there. So just, ignore it. Oh no. Andrew, your parts might have been deleted.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll jump in.
So I apologize for that rampant professionalism, but those are great badges. Let's be honest. So first we're going to talk about the Boulder badge. Now this episode starts with Ash showing up with Misty in Pewter City, and they meet this weird dude who's just selling rocks on the street in a town that's whole thing is rocks. Misty then goes, "Hey Ash, would you like help fighting the gym leader? I have some tips." And Ash is like, "I don't know, you're a girl. I can't trust you." So he decides he's just going to go and fight Brock immediately. And Ash has a Pikachu, and Brock has an Onix, and because of type matchups, Pikachu gets absolutely bodied. I mean, it's basically fighting a subway train. It's not going to do well here. Huh? Yeah, cool, we did it. So Ash decides he needs to consult help. Should he consult help from Misty, the person who offered him help and he knows has water Pokemon? No.
Crazy Rockman.
She is still a girl. Don't spoil it. He goes to the Crazy Rock Band. And this guy has the absolute best plan. They're going to go to the watermill outside of town, hook it up to a generator, and hook the generator up to Pikachu. And the problem is, the watermill goes over a river that is dry. I don't know, who steals all of the water from Washington? Like, what city do you guys hate? Because in California, it's LA, but I don't know what it is for you guys.
It's Seattle.
Seattle steals all the water? Okay, so you guys stole the water from, I don't know, the Olympic Ridge or something. So there's no water there anymore. So in order to power the generator, Ash has to just walk on this thing. And he's so good at it that he explodes the generator. Now, I don't know about you, but I was curious how much energy you would have to input into a small generator to cause it to literally explode. And I did not get an answer, but I did get a message introducing me to my brand new FBI agent. This man's plan is to give Pikachu steroids. And the thing is, it doesn't matter how much you add to Pikachu's special attack stat. The moment it's fighting something that's ground type, it's effectively 0. Ash loses again. However, because the Pewter City Gym has OSHA-mandated sprinkler system set up, Pikachu does start a fire and the sprinklers go off. So even though the match is over and Pikachu is lost, Ash decides to use Sucker Punch on the guy and just take advantage of the water hazard. Brock then gives him the badge and decides to join him on his adventure. Brock is 15, and he has accomplished a lot in his life. He's caring for 8 children he is abandoning with a rock salesman. And he is a gym leader, a position that I assume holds a lot of power. And he's like, no, I'm going to hang out with this 10-year-old who took a cheap shot on me. Presumably, he plans to smother Ash to death at some point out of petty revenge. Huh?
I said no, he's just very into breeding Pokemon and took the...
Yes, I have seen Pokemon Abridged too, thank you. Next, we have the Cascade badge. So this episode opens with Ash going to an aquarium.
Wait. Are those fish?
Wait,
Like not
wait.
water types, but just fish?
I mean, they look like what we saw at the aquarium.
Don't say that yet.
No, it's not a Magikarp. Looks like a trout to me.
I don't. What's going on here?
That's a fish! Wait, you're telling me that there are real animals in the Pokemon world?
I guess they have to eat something?
Imagine how kids have Rattata posters in their room. No one cares about lions here. That's wild. Like a lion, pfft, I want this goldfish. It has a horn.
The lion can't breathe fire.
And Ash got into the aquarium for free. That's totally unfair. When we went to the aquarium, oh my god, did it just die on me? No.
Just advanced slowly.
When we went to the aquarium, we had to pay money. But it was cool. You guys have like Animal Crossing there. I got to meet Isabel. Yeah. Normally I just take selfies with my amiibo, so this was pretty cool. Her name is Daddy. We saw some fish. Some fish saw us. We hung out with a pretty cool seal. And then...
Wait, I get to write the whole thing off on my taxes.
Yeah, that's true. And then it turns out all the gym leaders at Cerulean's Pokemon are dead. Apparently, like, Gary's doing some weird reverse Nuzlocke where he's killing other people's Pokemon. So, initially, the Cerulean sisters were just going to give Ash the badge, for appreciating the fish, which, like, low bar. Where's our badge? We didn't get one.
Nope.
But then Misty shows up and she's like, nee, 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 nee. So Ash has to fight her. Butterfree uses Stun Spore. Staryu jumps in the water to avoid paralysis, a mechanic I was unaware of. Misty shouts, and I quote, "Staryu looks like they're in real pain." Ash replies, "How can you tell? It doesn't even have a face." Demonstrating that not only does Ash lack empathy, but he won't even use Staryu's correct gender pronouns. Ash, this is Trans Day of Visibility. Get it together. Don't clap at that. The bar is so low. So anyway, Seattle shows up and they want to steal all the water from Cerulean City. Turn it into Idaho, I guess. I'm not sure. Take that, Spokane. No one likes you. Yada, yada, yada. They give Ash the badge because, and I quote, "If he used Pikachu in the fight, he probably would have won." Ash didn't use Pikachu in the fight. He used Butterfree. What do you expect? Andrew, I'm mad.
I thought you were Max.
Could you just talk for a little bit so I can seethe?
I can.
And remember the fun we had at the aquarium.
Because next we have the Thunder Badge. So Ash decides to try to rerun the first time and immediately goes to the gym upon getting into town and absolutely gets bodied. Not even a real fight, just gets destroyed out of the gate. And it turns into a whole medical drama where Pikachu's on like life support.
And then I'm looking at a picture of the otter.
Nice.
It's such a cute otter.
So Pikachu stabilizes and it's going to be okay. And then Nurse Joy goes to Ash and it's like, "Hey, we have a performance-enhancing stone here. Would you like to use it on Pikachu? It might level the playing field so you can beat Lieutenant Surge." Ash is like, no. We don't use performance-enhancing stones. We only use performance-enhancing drops.
Oh, man.
So Pikachu uses agility like once, and now it's completely unhittable and just can't take damage. And then gets like a Gen 1 crit because it was based on speed. I don't know. He does win this fight. There's some weird magic happening there, but he does actually win the fight. So good on him. It took him 2 tries.
The Black Oyster Catchers had a mirror in the exhibit, so they could just stare at themselves and think they had a friend. Enough with the aquarium. I have to talk about Pokemon again. Specifically, Ash's foray into the 5th gym badge. Wait, the 4th? I don't know. 4th chronological. No one played this game in order anyway. Who cares? Marsh badge. This episode shows up with Ash arriving at Saffron City to be greeted by 2 cultural appropriators. They inform him that he is the millionth visitor of the city. I've done the census data on Kanto. He's 300th at best. But he does get to first base. And then, this is going to be really surprising. I know. It turns out that's Team Rocket.
What?
And James here has Pikachu. I would like to note, the rubber gloves are what they use to, handle Pikachu so it can't electrocute you. But James is holding Pikachu up against his body. So Pikachu could definitely get out of this if he wanted to. But is clearly sick of Ash, too. He's like, take me wherever you want. This guy is awful. Unfortunately for Pikachu, they're rescued by a psychic girl. The next day, they arrive at the gym, and there's a weird guy in an Adidas tracksuit who tells them the gym is full of psychics.
That guy's like Squid Game.
I mean, yeah, they stole the fit. They should sue. So he's like, the gym is full of psychics, and Ash is like, psychics aren't real, despite, being saved by one 12 hours ago. So they go in the gym, and it's full of psychics. Oh my god. So Ash goes to fight Sabrina. He doesn't do well, and then him and his friends are turned into dolls. And then the tracksuit guy shows up and saves them, and he's like, I probably can't save you again, but if you want to beat Sabrina, you should probably go get some ghost Pokemon. And Jesus Christ, this is a 3-episode arc. It's the Marsh Badge, who cares? So anyway, they go to Lavender Town, and in the games, Lavender Tower is this nice holy place where you go to, I don't know what, like, pay respect for your deceased Pokemon, make fun of Gary for the Rattata you killed, or fight people who are using the ghosts of other people's dead Pokemon as their own Pokemon, which feels kind of messed up. In the anime, it's like a frat house where they just watch Three Stooges reruns and drink Tang. I don't know what frat house that is normal in, but apparently it is here. So when Ash challenges them to a Pokemon battle, it is not a traditional battle, it is instead a silly face-making competition. And we all know what our mom told us when we make silly faces too much. Say it with me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. You die. The series ends.
Max, why were they getting a ghost type anyways? All the ghost types in Gen 1 were part poison, so they were weak to psychic.
They're also slower than the Kadabra line.
Yeah.
So
Also, there was a glitch in Gen 1 where Psychic was immune to Ghost anyway.
But yeah, but all you could do was use Lick, which had base power, 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's...
And Nightshade, which just did flat damage.
Nightshade doesn't
Great
count.
advice.
Nightshade doesn't count. So, unfortunately, this is only slide 37 out of 144, so I don't think this series is actually over.
Darn.
Ash is now a ghost.
Oh, this isn't even half the time he's been covered.
Don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get there. Spoilers. So Ash just goes around as a ghost for a while, and then they bring him back to life. And I'd like to note that they had the ability to bring someone back to life, and they chose Ash Ketchum. Not like Malcolm X or Abraham Lincoln. This little shit.
They should have brought back the Cerulean City Pokemon.
Or Ash's dad. So anyway, Haunter decides to join Ash's party because he is responsible for this child at this point and is going to be a good father figure. So good that when Ash goes to rematch Sabrina, Haunter goes golfing. And it does not work out for Ash. In that Misty and Brock are turned into dolls, but Ash gets away scot-free. As a white man, he cannot be held accountable for his own actions. So he meets up with Haunter, who's just, hanging on a rooftop for some reason. And he's like, hey, I need you to help me fight Sabrina. And Haunter takes that really literally. Sabrina sends out Kadabra. Haunter just attacks her directly using everyone's favorite TM number 25 that you got at Silphco. That is, of course, self-destruct. Sabrina survives. And Haunter's okay, because he's already dead. What's killing himself gonna do? Let's be honest. And she finds the fact that there was an attempted assassination on her life absolutely hilarious. And gives Ash the badge for making her laugh. So I want all of you to give me a badge after this panel. I would like to note, so first of all, Ash has attacked a gym leader after a regulation match was over, which I think should get your trainer's license suspended. And now he has attacked a gym leader directly instead of their Pokemon, which I think should get his trainer license revoked. But he's still going strong. Rainbow badge. Ash shows up to Erica's gym and there are no boys allowed. This is basically like a straight week of the alt-right pipeline on YouTube. So Ash just goes on and tries to find his best talking points and, emulates his favorite piece of shit, Steven Crowder, and goes in drag to the gym. And then just starts challenging everyone to a wrestling match. And it never goes well for him. At this point, something about Team Rocket stealing perfume because, it's an episode with girls, and this was the 90s. Yada, 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 Ash gets the badge.
I think he burned the place down and they...
Probably. Who cares? What could Ash get... at this point, what could Ash not get away with? He has tried to assassinate, a leader of the country. Soul badge. This one starts up with Ash already fighting Koga. He's got a Pidgeotto. He's got a Charmander. Koga has a Venomoth. This is looking great. Not only is Ash cheating by using 2 Pokemon in a fight, but both of them have a type advantage, and this guy is just focused on Kagome right now. We know how this goes, right? This is clear. Ash loses. That's how type advantages work. At this point, the episode becomes about Psyduck. If you were curious when Psyduck became a character and had headaches all the time, it's the Koga episode. I was not interested in Psyduck's backstory, so I stopped paying attention and started going through my Fidelity app because it's never too late to invest. And what I found out was a lot of stock portfolios that advertise themselves as environmentally friendly are still 10% ExxonMobil? Why is ExxonMobil a certified green company? That's insane. When I said that to my stepmom, she was like, they do a lot of good for the environment. And I'm like, you're an idiot. Ash got the soul badge. Can you believe that Chevron is considered an ESG?
No.
They pay a ton of money to these companies that promise not to develop land they already
Oh, yeah.
to develop.
Also, you can just say, we'll be carbon neutral by 2050, so you don't actually have to do anything.
Yeah.
And then 2050 comes around and you're like, oops, I forgot. Volcano badge. Speaking of climate change, this episode starts with Ash and friends on Jeff Bezos' mega yacht. They arrive at Cinnabar Island to find out it's been absolutely gentrified. In fact, there's only one hotel left, and it's a bed and breakfast run by this guy who is definitely not Blaine. I need to promise you, I swear, this man is not Blaine. You can tell he has a full head of hair. Blaine is bald. But instead of charging them, to stay at the hotel room, he forces them to do an escape room to get out. Misty's really good at the escape room, which is probably good, because I think if they failed, it was going to become a Saw situation. And then Team Rocket show up, and I don't know, I think they break one of the contraptions in the escape room or something. So Ash helps save the hotel. So, you're not going to believe this, that guy, you know what? He was actually Blaine. No. I know, I was so surprised. I can't believe it. Where'd the mustache go? Did he shave it off? I'm so confused. So at this point, Ash is fighting Blaine. We've got Squirtle, we've got Ninetales. Because of type advantages, Ninetales wins. Ash sends out Charizard. Blaine withdraws Ninetales to send out Rhydon. The anime tries to convince me that this means Ninetales is fainted, but he's not. He could come back out. So I'm not going to put that in there. And, Rhydon versus Charizard, because of type advantages, Rhydon wins. I know, right? It makes sense sometimes. You know what else makes sense? Rhydon versus Pikachu, type advantages, Pikachu wins. I'm gonna be honest, at this point, everyone is so surprised that Blaine's Magmar just doesn't care, walks up and yeets Pikachu into a volcano. Ash loses, Blaine is going into retirement again. The entire point of this world is that you have to get the 8 badges to compete in a tournament, or the league. If one of the gym leaders has retired, they need to send a replacement. Why is there not a replacement in Cinnabar? Like, this is a crisis. And he's just like, nah, I'm gonna run a bed and breakfast. I'm not even gonna tell anyone I'm not here anymore. Like, the volcano explodes. And Ash has just seen that episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender where Aang fights the volcano. So he's like, oh, I can do this. So Ash fights the volcano and wins. So he goes up to Blaine, and I need to be clear, I'm not kidding. He's like, Blaine, I beat a volcano. Volcano's in the name of volcano badge. You should give me a badge. And Blaine is like, I don't give away badges for community service. That's not how you're supposed to get badges. You have to actually win a fight. Misty and Brock missing. But Blaine decides to come out of retirement one more time for a 1v1, no items, final destination, Fox-only match between Charizard and Magmar. And Charizard decides inexplicably to respect Ash for a few minutes and yeets Magmar into the sun. The gang rides off into the sunset before Misty goes, why am I still here? Oh yeah, this brat owes me a bike. Earth badge. This episode starts pretty normally. We've got Giovanni and Gary. Gary sends out Nidoking. Giovanni sends out Kingler. Gary's a great trainer. He knows he has to withdraw Nidoking and send out something with a type advantage. What would be a good thing for him to send out? Huh? You're right, Arcanine. Arcanine wins. I don't understand anything anymore. Giovanni, justifiably upset, brings out his OC. Fade to black. Ash gets the gym badge by beating up Team Rocket, who are using Giovanni's rental Pokemon. I don't think that counts, but that's just me. Here's Ash with his shiny new badge. So of these, the Boulder badge, Ash attacked the Pokemon when the fight was over. He should be disqualified from ever training again. Misty badge, Cerulean badge, no, just because he could have used a Pokemon doesn't mean it counts. Surge, Vermilion badge, Thunder badge. Jeez, what's wrong with me today?
You're tired.
I know. Thunder badge, yeah, I mean, it took him 2 tries, but he got it. Rainbow badge, no, just because you, saved some perfume doesn't mean anything. Soul badge, sure, I'll count it. I wasn't paying attention. It was probably legit. Marsh badge, no, you can't literally try to kill a trainer to win. Volcano badge, yes. Yes. And the Earth badge, no. Just because you can beat Mango's brother at Melee doesn't mean you're good at it.
I mean, and he just looted the badge off the ground. Nobody handed it to him. He just like, oh, this is mine now.
Yeah, I found it. I'm so happy.
Free badge.
Hooray!
It's not just the gym badges that Ash sucks at. Tournaments, he's not great in. And Max, what is this?
All the tournament arcs. It's how you know a series is good. Pokemon doesn't have a lot of tournament arcs, therefore it's not good.
Okay, so it starts off with the Indigo League tournament arc, where Charizard falls asleep on Ash, and he just gets punked. So we know, falling asleep during a match, you're out. Ash looks up to Professor Oak, and Professor Oak's like, you messed up. Go again. And mind if I just quickly say, Ash is severely lacking when it comes to his outfit. He thought he could go to an official league with a popped collar. I mean, look at who he's against. Go, I mean, granted, Go's mom probably sewed him all of his clothes, so, but, you know, he's got, like, a good color going on. And Richie actually knows how to dress. That's someone who dressed themselves in the morning.
That's someone who shops at Nordstrom. Look at that, man.
The Orange League, it's Ash versus Drake.
Wait.
Wait.
Gross. There we
Yeah.
go. F-Boy Island, Drake. Let's go.
The rest of the league, it's just snowball fights and sled races, and the badges are shells you find off the beach, so I'm pretty sure this isn't an official league. It's a tourist trap.
That looks like a hidden immunity idol in Survivor.
Someone probably got paid like half a cent to make that. In the Silver Conference, Ash runs the Olympic Flame for some reason, and then beats Gary for some reason. And it all goes down to Charizard versus Blaziken. And here's an artist's rendition of how that worked out. In the Evergrande Conference, it's Pikachu, as always, versus Puss in Boots. And we all know who our favorite fearless hero is, and it certainly is an Ash Ketchum. Battle Frontier is an interesting one, as it's Ash versus like the 6 most powerful trainers until the next generation. And to give him credit, he takes them down in a Kill Bill style fashion. And you know what? You get this one. Good job.
But does it count?
No, it's post-game content. He lost the actual game. In the Lily of the Valley Conference, he let this happen for an uncomfortable amount of time. And then he lost to a guy with a Darkrai and a Latios.
Yeah, I think that guy was game sharking.
I mean, that guy, he was definitely cheating, but why did Ash bring Torkoal? What was he cooking? And before we go on to the worst conference, the Ventress one, most Pokemon animes use their leagues for important things, like building the perfect team, or defeating Team Rocket, or protecting Dawn from her stalker. But what does the Ventress Conference do? Axew gets lost, and they spend a whole episode trying to find it. Yes, it's filler. The fans were hyped for filler. And they should have been hyped for nothing, because then it's Ash versus this guy, Cameron, who can't count. I don't know why he's flashing us his toothpick collection. And he literally needs to, like, strap his headband and, like, snap it back to get his brain to work. Like, this is the one guy Ash really should beat. And will you believe me if I told you Ash loses? And look at that. That's a 1 Pokemon difference. He loses a 6v5. This is embarrassing. And at least next time he's going to be okay. Oh, wait, no. Alon has a whole foot over him. Not that I'd know anything about that.
How's it feel? Yeah. This is why you're never going to be a good panelist.
Charizard versus Greninja. Oh my gosh. Tight matchups. This is gonna work. No, it doesn't work. And then Ash gets crucified. Happy Easter. In the Manalo Conference, it's not actually about Ash. It's about this new character, Hao. And Ash is just some guy, and wait, is Rowlet's asleep? We know this is a disqualification. Wait, no, it's reverse nepotism. Ash somehow wins. It makes no sense. We're finally down the final tournament. Masters 8. I don't know how Ash got here, but he's here, and he's versus the GOAT, Steven. What does he do? He plugs his iPod Nano up to the speakers, blasting his own soundtrack. Steven's Pokemon can't hear him. They lose.
You would think that Steven's Pokemon would be good with horns, too, given they're from Hoenn.
No, they just lose. Ash versus Cynthia. Ash asks Cynthia to step on his face, and she's so disgusted she throws the whole match. And so somehow Ash is in the finals. It's him versus Leon, the Supreme Monarch. And before, they have a gentleman's agreement. Only 1 gimmick allowed, so that's 1 Mega Evolution, 1 Z move, or 1 wearing a hat once in your life. You know, good match. And so what does Ash do? Gengar goes big. And then Lucario Mega evolves. And then Pikachu uses a Z move. And at this point you're thinking, okay, maybe Ash messed up. He thought it was 1 gimmick each. No, because then Dracovic invents a gimmick to get him out of trouble. And then Pikachu Gigantamaxes it. And I was like, what's going on here? I thought this was a fair match. He wins, but at what cost?
This feels like a Make-A-Wish. Like, what's Ash's terminal disease?
Probably everything.
It's all like counteracting each other. He's gonna live forever.
Yeah, for some reason, everyone seems to like Ash in the TV shows too. Like, we don't like him, and we had watched episodes about him. So let's go through some of the characters that pretend to like him. First one being Misty, of course. So, like, they have some nice chemistry on screen for a while, but why was Misty really there? It wasn't because Ash was a great person. He broke her bike. So then we have May. So I think there was a very similar situation there. Ash just broke her bike too.
Are you telling me that you can like pick up girls by just breaking their bikes?
Apparently.
You can shoot lightning, yeah.
I've been doing this so wrong for so long.
Hopefully nobody rode their bike here.
I'm coming for you.
All right. Next up, we have Dawn. Like, they were great friends, good companions. I'm sure it was about they were friends for some other reason. No, there's just another bike.
I'm looking around to see if there's anyone's bike I want to break.
That's his one move, and now it's Max's.
I like that I've actually like ripped shirts helping people fix their bikes.
All right, and then we have Serena. Like, they actually have some nice chemistry, like childhood friends. And then it gets a little weird because like they have the Christmas stand in like the Pokemon Day where you're supposed to give gifts to your Pokemon. Instead, Ash re-gifts a ribbon he got to Serena. It's a little weird trying to say you're my Pokemon. Don't do that.
This feels like kind of just a furry relationship.
Yeah, but I mean the writers were really into it, so he got a kiss at the end of the season. So overall, I mean, it was just kind of weird. He had a lot of good choices, but we think we gotta round out and go for the best choices. Like, because we had Go here. Like, Go gets his head stuck in a gulpin. Most people would leave him by the side of the road, but Ash wasn't gonna do that for his good friend.
Wait, are you? Why are you celebrating being friends with that guy?
His head's in a gulpin. You need someone.
See, Ash was there for him, but I think the most explicit relationship in this show was, of course, with Brock. Brock wanted everyone to love him, not just the ladies, because why else would he stick with Ash for like 27 seasons or whatever?
10 years.
Enough.
There was something going on there, and it wasn't PG-13. So let's go over the choices Ash could have had. Like, he had a lot of great choices he could have picked. But you know who he picked in the end? That's right, Pokemon. What? He could have at least gone for Team Rocket. They were great.
It's such a convoluted love triangle. It really reminds me of Ranma 1/2.
No, we don't have time.
We
for
do
this.
not have time
We
for this.
literally do not have time.
If you didn't go to the harems panel, I'm so sorry.
See,
If you want to see that actually presented, just go onto our YouTube and I go over the love triangle. It takes almost 10 minutes.
See, Ash really should have just been like Gary. Instead of trying to fight everyone, because he should have just like started making friends with people, you know?
Actually, honestly, Gary is the real harem protagonist. Look at that. Someone really wants to like bang Gary, clearly.
And I really want to see Ash die. Because look at him. He's dead, and we already went over how he's dead here. To keep things tasteful, I'm going to show what I think all his injuries look like in the only way I know how, which is clip art. As you can see, he was crushed by a chandelier. I'm no doctor. That looks like a broken spine. He was, oh no, what?
No, fix it, but thank you.
Yeah, he asphyxiates, so crushed lungs.
Wait, I want to know. So, only he asphyxiates.
Yeah.
Pikachu, a Pokemon, does not asphyxiate.
Yeah, its lungs are probably like this big and it's fine.
Okay. Good to know.
But Pikachu doesn't get out as it turns to stone, and then Ash kind of dies of heartbreak. He writes himself out of the rest of the movie. And, you know, you may be thinking, at this point, Ash, he'd probably be dead. Then he drowns. He kind of just, he's like, you know what, May, who's a great swimmer, and Manaphy, I'm going to lock you in the bottom of the ocean while I'm going to go out and get the MacGuffin by myself, and then he drowns.
And he puts Pikachu in there, who
And
canonically does not need to breathe.
It makes no sense. You know...
At least Henry Kissinger died in that movie, so...
Yeah.
See, it's a callback. We did it.
Everyone should know this one. He turns to stone. So he shouldn't even look like this. He should look like this. And he turns to stone again, somehow. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it didn't
don't
look
know.
better the second time.
No. And wait, is that him getting eaten by like a red blood cell? Or like, and is that him just disintegrating? He shouldn't even look like that. He should look like that.
I mean, it's just so weird. Like, I feel like there's got to be some divine intervention that's keeping him alive through all of this. So, what I want to know is which god is bringing like blessings upon Ash Ketchum? Is it Aphrodite? With her blessing of unbridled beauty, this man could pick up girls even if his only move was destroying their bike. Was it Thetis who attempted to drown him in a river of immortality, only to leave his soft baby skull exposed? Explaining his terrible decision-making.
And his hat wearing.
Or could it have been Ichigo Sakura from Binbo Bamiga? Her endless luck flowing through and letting him get out of any situation scot-free? Or was it Dungeon Master, who just assigned him maximum skill points? I think it was all of these, but only because with all of the money he saved buying his clothes at Ross instead of Nordstrom, he was able to take advantage of a clearance sale of blessings at Anubis Market. They were going on out of business. Anyway, talking about scalping, that's a pretty sociopathic thing to do, right? So let's talk about it. Episode 8, Path to the Pokemon League. Ash shows up in Oklahoma, where he meets AJ, who has started his own Doomsday Bunker / unaccredited gym. AJ has a Sandshrew, and Ash is like, man, I bet I could beat that Sandshrew because I have 2 legit badges that I definitely earned. So Ash does not beat that Sandshrew. I need to be clear, Butterfree is flying type, and he's taken out with Dig. Ash obviously needs to know what's going on in this bunker. So he goes on in and sees that the Pokemon are going under these pretty rough exercise regimens. In fact, this guy has his Sandshrew jump in the water every day, trying to build up its water tolerance. Something my friend thought he could do by breeding the ice weaknesses out of his dragon Pokemon. I swept him with a Jinx. Sandshrew is kidnapped. Ash is an unsympathetic little shit about the whole thing. So AJ is panicking, and Ash is like, I don't know, man. I don't think that's yours. Ash then tries to lead all of AJ's Pokemon in an insurrection, only to find out they actually like him. And, you know, it's a happy time. I don't remember why this is here, so I'm just...
Oh, wait, no,
yeah.
I got this.
Okay.
You know, when Ash was just casually decided to shoot down Misty and Max's SUV.
Wait, I thought that was a
happened.
bike.
Yeah, that's their bike.
Andrew's like, why are these in here? I don't know either. Episode 20, Bye Bye Butterfree. This episode starts with Ash and friends on a scenic hot air balloon ride, where they find a flock of Butterfree, and Butterfree tries to go and meet them, and he's really bad at it, so he goes back to Brock for pickup advice. And Brock teaches him all about negging and Kino and all that other stuff, all those other words that no one should recognize. And then when Butterfree goes out, it turns out that Team Rocket's trying to do their own spin-off of Deadliest Catch, but they're just trying to capture all the Butterfrees. I found out, the joke used to be they're trying to reboot it, but I found out this show has never gone off air. So in case you were unaware, Deadliest Catch is on like season 22. I know, right? So Butterfree is able to save the day through the power of Horny, and then realizes that this is his one chance to finally get a mate. So he just leaves. And I know this is supposed to be sad, but in case you forgot, 6 episodes ago, Ash traded Butterfree to this random man. And he is dressed for a musical. You cannot trust him.
Yeah, Max, I don't think that man should be allowed near children.
No, he definitely shouldn't. The dude was just like, hey, did you know you could trade Pokemon? Ash was like, yeah, I got a Butterfree burning hole in my pocket. Here, you can have it for, I don't care, Eradicate, whatever, man. Let's get rid of this thing.
This isn't even the only flying type Ash has done this with. Remember his ace Pidgeotto? Well, he kind of just is like, I'll leave it back. I'm going to do some side questing. I'll get back to you when I'm done. He never finishes. Pidgeotto's abandoned. In fact, it's Pidgeot. It's now Pidgeot who returns to Ash, literally bailing him out of the final episode where he lost to Team Rocket. He was done. And then boom, Bird X Machina. You'd think that'd get his approval, but guess who's strangely absent for the rest of the series? I don't know.
Oh, is it Pidgeot?
Yeah.
Yeah, never seen again.
I wasn't sure. I needed it to be clear.
All right, and then we need to talk about one of the most notorious episodes, Electric Soldier Porygon. So this is the 90s. So, of course, they go into the internet, and Team Rocket's there, and they've decided to fire internet missiles because it's the 90s. So Ash is like, yeah, Pikachu, blow up those missiles. Do a great job. So the missiles blow up, cause a lot of flashing lights, and give kids all across Japan epileptic seizures. And Ash is like, great job, Pikachu, we got him.
He's staring at the camera as he says it. You can tell.
But honestly, Ash is just horrible to everyone. Like, look at some of these. Like, in the beginning, like, Charmander, the whole thing, if the tail goes out, Charmander dies. Ash won't even take off his coat to cover the tail. Brock takes off his coat, gets cold, catches a cold, and Ash is like, you're inconveniencing me, get better.
Make me some soup.
Yeah, the first episode, like, Ash nearly kills his Pikachu in a flock of Sparrow. He's not a good person. I mean, remember the SS Anne? Like, all his Pokemon are in mortal danger. He's in mortal danger, and he brings them all out so they can drown along with him. Come on, guys. Charmander's not going to beat the water.
Ash even has a tearful breakup with Go. And by a tearful breakup with Go, Ash is like, oh, by the way, I've outgrown you. Even though we used to be friends, it means nothing. And if that's how he treats his friends, you wouldn't believe how he treats Pikachu. Is that Boruto? I mean, he's lent Pikachu to Norm Macdonald, which you can say what you want about your favorite 2003 Canadian comedian, but I wouldn't trust Pikachu with The Critic or Pico Taro.
And that's not even to mention all of his various instances of blackface. Ash, get it together. So, Ash is a jerk. He'll never amount to anything, and he is a serial animal abuser. Do not Google how the filming went for Milo and Otis. I know. So if this cannot be our protagonist, right? This has to be our villain. Which means, who are the heroes of Pokemon? Hell yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah. I forgot my costume.
So
And by that I mean I couldn't fit it in my bag.
Team Rocket are the real heroes here. Let's go back and look at that first episode. Like, Ash, you know, he murders his Pikachu almost, and to bring it along with him, he has to use, like, rubber gloves and tie dental floss around Pikachu. I mean, tying dental floss around your finger makes your finger feel like it's want to fall off. I don't think Pikachu was enjoying that. Team Rocket, though, look at that padded glove. Like, that's like 6 layers of padding, finest silk. Like, Pikachu is screaming out of excitement. It's loving that glove. And look at this. Pikachu has room to move around in this cage. So it's the best cage. Like, they really spent extra money on this. And this net, finest silk, Pikachu is loving that. That's not its tail. So Team Rocket, absolutely the heroes here. So I'm going to go talk about some of their best episodes. The first off being the Ditto episode. So they come across a Ditto who has a birth defect. It can't transform its eyes right. And they feel distraught by this. They need to help this Ditto. So with some aggressive counseling, they help it fix its birth defect. Fix its eyes. Sure, I don't agree with the idea of then passing off this Ditto as like a Dratini to their crime syndicate boss. I think the boss might like just having a Ditto that could transform into things. But, I don't know, they do what they do. Unfortunately, Ditto cheats and turns into a cannon, and then it turns into an episode of Bloons Tower Defense. Team Rocket doesn't do so well there. Next up, of course, one of my favorites, you know, Team Rocket's blockading Naboo. They gotta get that trade money. Ash, for some reason, is there, and he jumps into a starship and blows their blockade fleet up. It was good, it just kind of lost. I like the older movies better. And, of course, Notorious episodes, James's Jugs. We all know who wants to vote for James. James is the best. But no, James can't win anything, so he loses in the end.
I'd like to note, here's... First of all, Team Rocket, did you guys like my cosplay? Thank you. This thing's going to fall out like 7 more times. So I'd like to note, Brock is a judge. I don't care about what the actual plot of this episode is. I would rather see it be just Brock conning his way into being a judge. You know he's kidnapped someone.
I think the most important episode with Team Rocket was when they were up on their mountain in Whoville, and they heard all the Who's down in Whoville opening presents on Christmas, and that all that noise really disrupted them. So they had to go down into Whoville and steal all those presents. But then their hearts grew 3 sizes because they saw Ash under attack by all those legendary birds in the movie. So they decided to help Ash and save the day, and they became the real heroes. And they didn't just save Christmas, they also saved Easter.
Wait, no, they saved Transvisibility Day.
Okay, they saved Transvisibility Day, Easter, the 4th of July, and of course, Arbor Day. But what happened to Team Rocket? Where are they now? Where did they end up?
They're canonically podcasters. Like, that's what they do. As you can see, they're in, like, a man cave podcasting from their, like, blue Yetis on a pool table.
Those are not blue Yetis.
In the background, you can see, are those, like, barely functioning Grateful Dead posters? Like, I don't know what's going on here.
All right, so now that the show is finally over, we can talk about the new characters we're going to get, or characters that we think would have been better what they gave us. But first off, what do we have? Liko and Rory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it was good. Like, we don't have Ash anymore, so that's already 10 points in their direction. But they just go around on their airship to island to island and have fantastical adventures. I think I've heard this plot before. So we're going to talk about new characters that we think they should have done. First off, of course, Richie.
I'm just here.
Like Ash, but better. He's about like 17 years ahead of the curve with giving his Pokemon haircuts. And is that a belt buckle? Like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. To show around Richie wouldn't work. He's too similar to Ash.
No, he's like not an idiot.
Yeah, he's not an idiot.
It would have been better, but not really breaking any new ground. I mean, at least he had the decency to name his Pikachu. Ash couldn't even do that. Then we have Nomura from the new games. I mean, she would have been great. I mean, she's just a successor to Ash. She would have challenged every snot-nosed brat she can find to a battle, and she'd win all of them because she can terrestrialize and nobody else can. So she would have had like 2,000 episodes.
Next we have Jigglypuff. So this isn't actually going to be like a normal Pokemon thing. This is going to be a spin-off of America's Got Talent. Except it's Jigglypuff. And if you do poorly, she will slap the shit out of you. The benefit of this show is every episode will end with Jigglypuff singing to us. And that's going to put us right to sleep, which honestly sounds great, especially given how many people are like addicted to melatonin at this point.
All right. I think the best character they could have used instead of the new characters was, of course, Lance. I mean, he's an icon. He has 3 Dragonites, and you know what that means. He's great. Everyone loves him. This would have been like an HBO prestige series, get all the awards, and then have a trash final season that just ruins its legacy.
I mean, that's just yellow Barney. I don't know what you're talking about.
You take that back.
Okay, so I think the one most people seem to want is Professor Oak. That's weird. I was expecting some cheers. People normally want like, a young professor going out on his own, figuring stuff out. That's boring. I want our current old washed up Oak. Hot mom moves in next door. He's just trying to get the kid out of the way. His accreditation's hanging by a thread. Dude's in Pallet Town. There's no way successful professors are there. He'd be in like Saffron if he was any good. Maybe Cinnabar living in the burned out mansion. I don't know. But I think there's one character that'd be even better, right, guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think the real Pokemon spinoff should, of course, be done in conjunction with Jackie Chan Adventures. To bring it back, Hitmon. Jackie Chan can run a Hitmonchan. Uncle can run a Hitmonuncle. Jade can run a Hitmonjade. You just make new Pokemon. Who cares? Like, add them all the time. It'd be pretty cool. I think Shendu would literally just be a Dragonite. and the Taskmaster's badge. I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool. I want to see Jackie Chan beat the snot out of a Machoke. That seems like a good time. Anyway, that's our panel. So, again, we would like to thank Gary Oak for teaching us that with good personal hygiene, we will not be smelled later. None of you took that seriously. Nurse Joy for teaching us that universal healthcare is something we can strive for. Not Officer Jenny, ACAB, bitches. Team Rocket for trying to normalize travel by hot air balloon. And of course, not Sac Anime, no one likes that place. SakuraCon for giving us 8 panels for some goddamn reason. And you only went to 5 of them. You're not trying hard enough. So you can... Yeah, don't do that. That's a mistake. So you can follow our socials here if you so desire. If not, we have 5 minutes, so you can ask us a question, and you might get like some stupid fake sunglasses out of it.
And thank you very much for coming. We appreciate having you guys
Also,
here.
thank you all for coming. This has been a fantastic con.
Thanks.
You were all fantastic people, except that guy. You specifically.
We love you too.
Thank you guys for hosting.
No worries. Thank you. Sorry. I thought you were going for him first. I was like, I can get out of the line.
I thought you were going first.
No. Here, you can have a pair of glasses to commemorate.
Did you have any pedal points for this one? Or?
Huh?
Did you have pedal points for this one?
Hey guys, have a safe trip back.
You too.
Thank you.
I'm
Yes.
heading
Two
home
things.
soon.
First, thank you very much for your panel. It's
Our
great.
pleasure.
Second, in Artist Alley, there is a Jackie Chan Adventures poster.
I already have
You
that.
have it? Okay,
Yeah, I
perfect.
already
I
have
was
it.
just double checking.
Yeah, they're
I
every.
only saw one. I was like,
Yeah, they go to a lot of cons. So
Okay,
I've-
perfect.
It took me like 3 times to finally buy it, but yeah, I
There you
came.
go.
Misty never let her bike that.
Yeah, she never. Didn't like
no one
someone
got
fix
their
her bike?
bikes
Nurse
back.
Joy got her
Ash
back.
hasn't
back.
paid anyone
Oh,
back.
she did it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ash
Nurse
didn't have to
Joy
do
spent
shit.
like 200 episodes fixing
Yeah.
her
Wait,
bike.
He's not held responsible for his actions.
Here, have some sunglasses.
I thought y'all were silly goofy have some bracelets.
Oh God. Okay. Thank you. Here, you can have these in
Hell yeah.
exchange.
I love your costume. Can I take a picture?
Yeah, I don't use my
Line about Arceus and like someone not letting Ash die actually reminded me of a comic that I drew.
Oh God. Okay.
Uh-oh. What's this?
When was it?
Oh, yep.
Thank you. Have some terrible glasses.
Thank you for coming.
I'm just getting rid of what I've got at this point.
Open like a spreadsheet of all Team Rock's expenses.
No, we had
We genuinely almost did that.
we had a previous version of this panel where we had an entire section about just Team Rocket digging holes. We did math on how much fast it would take them to dig a hole.
Yeah.
But we thought that was a little too dry. You know, they don't put water in their hole.
I'm just wondering, like, how much did they spend on all the hot air balloons?
I mean,
All the
there's.
various machinery that.
I mean, James
Well, of course
is
Charizard
independently
hates
wealthy.
Ash.
He
The
has all the
dude's
money he
sending
ever
it out
I
to
guess,
fight the
yeah,
ocean.
He's like
If I were Charizard, I wouldn't respect him either.
needs. For some reason, his family hasn't cut him off, even though he's refusing the political marriage.
Yeah. And just like spending millions.
Yeah, he
millions
never
of dollars.
feeds them. Are we just to believe
Brock
that
feeds them for him.